Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing fantastic today. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this video. So today what we are doing is a get ready with me chit chat. I am filming some content for YouTube today, and I just figured instead of taking like the hour that I would use to get ready and wear my makeup and all and just wasting that time, why don't I come to you guys with some things that I actually want to talk to you guys about and like ask your opinion and stuff. So that's what we're doing. But first, like, I put my contacts in, and I'm holding this because I haven't had anything done to my brows in like over a year, and so I just want to shape my brows a bit. I have very scanty brows, like they're almost non-existent. Let me do that quickly. I need to focus properly for that one, so I will come back to you guys once I'm done. Okay, so I changed my camera angle so that you guys can get a better view of what I'm doing. And even though I know I'm not looking into the camera like directly, I'm sure you guys can see me clearly, right? So I have done my brows. I just trimmed my brows, and now I'm ready to start my makeup and start chatting with you guys. I was looking for something on Pinterest yesterday because I was like creating content for somebody, and I saw a quote, right? It said, nothing makes a woman more beautiful than the belief that she is beautiful. And you know, in that moment, something just like came back to my mind, and it just got me thinking a lot about like the idea of beauty in womanhood and how like it is such a big deal for us. It is such a huge deal, but at the end of the day, who then lets us know when we have finally attained this beauty? From your head to your toes, every single thing has to be a certain way for you to be seen as beautiful as a woman, and it just like bothers me. Now, the main thing I even want to talk about is not like about beauty and how what you do to your body, blah blah blah. Like, everybody's free to do what they want with their body. It's more like the mindset around beauty and how like at what point do you believe or choose to believe that you are beautiful, right? So one thing that I just was thinking about is how like as a woman, beauty is one of our features, right? Beauty is a feature that you have, like that you have been blessed by God with. But is beauty supposed to be like one of our securities? Because the way people treat us and the way even sometimes we treat each other, it's almost as if like your security, your identity, and everything that you are basically starts from the point of your beauty, and then everything else is an add-on. Meanwhile, I feel like it's supposed to be reversed, where the other things about you are supposed to be priority, and then your beauty is an add-on. Because at the end of the day, if anything is going to fade, it's most likely going to be beauty, and then the other things will stay. So why is beauty seen as like the main thing, right? Lately on my YouTube, I've been getting a lot of comments about beauty. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so pretty. This one, that one. Thank you everyone, right? I used to be that girl who was looking for those comments. Like, I needed to hear those things to feel beautiful. These brows I'm doing is only God. It's only God that will help me, but let's keep moving. It will come together. So yeah, I used to be that person who was really hoping to get such comments, hoping that, you know, people would notice all my effort and call me beautiful. That way I will now feel beautiful, and I'll now know that, oh yes, indeed, you are beautiful. I thank God that I'm no longer that person. And the thing about being that person is that there would be people, I feel like maybe God even deliberately makes it so that because you are in that mindset, there will be people who will actually say things that are negative about you in the context of like beauty and stuff. And if you are waiting for affirmation for your beauty, then you internalize those things. Sorry guys, I had to pause and focus on my brows because they were beginning to get rather difficult. So yeah, I was talking about how like if you're waiting for people to tell you that you're beautiful before you even like remotely believe so or feel like it or anything, then when people who have negative things to say about your features come, you'll be very quick to internalize what they're saying. And I actually have examples. In fact, I have a classic example. I feel like when I saw that quote yesterday, it just brought back so many memories of like how I used to be and the person I used to be. And I'm so grateful for how like growth just helps you to be more confident and set your eyes on the right thing. Oh, sorry, there's some construction work going on. I really hope my mic is not picking up that awful sound. But yeah, it is what it is. Forgive me. So let me tell you guys a quick story. This story, I'm sure, is going to get me a lot of what? How? So, at a particular point in my life, and I won't say when because I know that some of my friends are watching this, and if I say when, then they will know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to make anybody enemies right now, but just for the sake of this story, I remember that at some point in my life, as a young woman, I was dating this one person, right? You know when people are like mildly toxic and they don't do crazy things to make you feel bad and insecure, but mildly, they just make sure they drop it every here and there. And I was such a people pleaser at that point as well, because like this person was this information I was about to say, if I say it, people will know who it is. My friends will know who it is, so let me not say. But yeah, this person was such that they had a slightly different experience or view of life than I did, and their friends group was different than my friends. So I felt like I was the one who had to do the kissing up to them and trying to like be on the same page and that type of thing, you understand? So I basically, it was just a lot of trying to impress them. If both of us were seeing something differently, I was very quick to believe that it was my way that was wrong, because I mean, they're just like cooler than me or whatever, or not even cooler. I don't think cooler is the word. Like, I don't know. They're just more mature. Hey, that's the English I'm looking for. They're just more mature than me. That was like what I thought, right? And so I just used to try to be the very agreeable girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. So now, how does this link back to what we're talking about today? We had this conversation more than once, and that's why I remember. The person who used to tell me how that, like, the way my face is, in fact, I have to be serious with someone. Maybe I should even look at you guys. The person will tell me that the way my face is set up, right? Like, I have a very common face. Like, I don't really have any special features, so I'm not necessarily what he would call like beautiful. Guys, I'm not even making this up. So yeah, I'm not necessarily what he would call beautiful, because like I just have like a very normal, very generic face. Like a lot of people have a face like mine, so yeah, there's nothing necessarily special about it. And then this person will go ahead to give me examples of girls that we both knew, like mutual friends or just people that we knew like in the same city or whatever, who had the special faces with special features, like unique faces and things. And then he will also go ahead to tell me how the ones he had a crush on, like the ones that were like premium babes to him and he had a crush on. And oh my god, this girl has seen things. So yeah, the thing now is that back then I used to be so naive that I would believe those stupid things. And I remember the first time we had the conversation, right? I was very upset. Like, why would you say that to me? Like, that sounds very mean and whatever. But he used to like kind of justify what he was saying and make me see what he was saying. And the first time, he kind of made me feel foolish for being angry about it. Like, why would you not be angry about something like that? Like, it's just one of those things, right? And eventually, I also believed that my being upset by somebody who was supposed to be like protecting me, saying that to me was wrong. Like I was wrong to have been upset by that. So by the second and third times that he would bring that up and say that to me again, which now in hindsight I'm like, why do you need to constantly say that to somebody? This is not worrying you. But yeah, by the other times that he would now like say that to me, I now would like say, oh yeah, I actually understand what you're saying. Like I get it. I can see those features that they have and I don't have. Oh yeah, you're not actually being irrational or whatever. Guys, this girl, when I say that I've evolved and I have grown and I have changed and stuff, trust me, I know what I'm talking about, because there was a time when things like this were normal. that is like the story I wanted to tell you guys in the context of this beauty topic. And so I just realized that there are a lot of women and young girls out there who, because I mean, at the point I could call myself like a young woman. Still a young woman, by the way. But yeah, as just a young woman who's trying to navigate life and all these things that the world requires of you and stuff. Sorry, this foundation is almost finished. I'm shaking it vigorously. I need to buy a new one. But yeah, anyway, just as that, like, there's so much that the influences around us can do to us in terms of how we perceive ourselves. And so it's very important that from a very young age, like, please, if you're a mother watching this, if you're a sister, if you are a friend of young people, whatever the case, if you're a brother, anything, a father, just if you have young women in your life, like, please be quick and early to affirm them in their beauty, so that it won't be other people in the world that will tell them these things. I mean, I even grew up in a family where, like, they will call me a fine girl all the time. Like, extended family will call me fine girl. I had nicknames around being pretty and things like that. And yes, it was all one, immature young person was telling me that I was internalizing, and I was just thinking, oh yeah, basic face, you're cute and everything, like, you're not ugly, but you have a basic face, there's nothing really special about your looks, yada yada yada. Like, fam, let that not be you, let that not be the women in your life. Okay. I know a lot of people, like, you see them calling kids pretty and stuff, and you see kids who are like into fashion and into beauty and things at a young age, and a lot of people are like, no, you shouldn't let her do that, blah blah blah. I mean, as long as it's not indecent, I actually don't see the problem. Like, if your child wants to know a thing or two, I feel like it's even an opportunity for you to investigate where that interest or where that desire is coming from, right? So, oh, your child comes to you at age 10, or your teenager comes to you and says, oh, they want to start wearing lip gloss and lipstick and doing their nails, and even I mean, I've heard of like a 8-year-old who was trying to buy all the skincare things, all the skincare that we are using at this age, niacinamides and co, and her mom was just like, where do you get? And so, like, I just feel like it's an opportunity for us to, like, really sit with it, or sit with them and say, okay, where's this coming from, and things like that, but not to, like, shut it out completely, but just affirm them in the beauty that they already have and all that. And I mean, that's in the context of young people, right? For those of us who are more like mature and things, it's your responsibility now at this stage of your life. At this stage of your life, it's your responsibility to start, like, affirming yourself in your beauty. You can't be waiting. You can't be a 24, 25, 26, 30s woman and be waiting for one guy to tell you you're beautiful before you feel beautiful. Like, yes, there's a responsibility that the parents and the people in our lives growing up have, but there comes a time when you need to take responsibility for your own life and begin to change things, begin to remold, things. Nobody's perfect. Our parents are not perfect. So they will do what they know best to do. Whatever the case, if you're young, or if you have young people around you, make sure that you do your part in affirming them around their beauty. Because if you don't do that, like, there's somebody out there who is ready to make them believe the opposite of whatever they are supposed to believe. And if you are more grown up, more mature, and you've ever struggled with the idea of beauty, I want you to remember, the quote that I shared at the beginning of this video. Nothing makes a woman more beautiful than the belief that she is beautiful. So what are you going around, like, believing? Basically, just what are you believing about yourself? You need to form your own opinions of yourself before other people do it, because trust me, if you don't, other people will do it for you. Sorry, I had to pause a little bit to focus on all these things you're seeing on my face again, because I'm not a pro at this, so sometimes I just have to pause and focus and make sure I'm doing the right thing. So yeah, let's continue. I think the other thing I want to address, right? Still on the topic of beauty is, so you know how some people like feel somehow when like now you go out and tell a woman she's beautiful and she says, "Oh, I know, thank you." And then you're taken aback by the "I know," like, "Ah, what do you mean you know?" Like that expectation that when you tell a woman she's beautiful, she's like, "Oh my god," and then she's running around and she's like, "Oh my god, she's beautiful." Yes, something. I feel like we need to drop that and begin to see, when you go to a woman and you tell her that she's beautiful and she says, "Oh, I know, thank you." Of course, not that she has to say it in a rude way, but she has every right to say that. And when she says that, don't see it as an insult. Don't see it as, "Oh, this person is proud and all." If anything, see her as even more beautiful in that moment. Because as women, and with the way the world is now, it takes a lot of work, honestly, or a lot of just like having the right values from a young age to be able to say that, to be able to say, "I know," when somebody lets you know you're beautiful, or to be able to just thank them in a very like mild way and not feel like, "Oh, really?" Like, are you happy when you tell a woman she's beautiful and she's like, "Oh, really? Are you sure? Are you sure what you're saying? Are you sure my hair is nice?" Blah, blah, blah. Like, is that what you desire for women? So if you tell a woman that she's beautiful and she gives you the impression that she's aware of her beauty and she's, appreciative of the fact that she thought to affirm it or mention it, then, I mean, be happy. Be happy about that you basically just reminded somebody of their beauty. Don't feel like you telling a woman she's beautiful, and this goes to both men and women, by the way. Don't feel like telling a woman she's beautiful is supposed to be the beginning of her beauty, because sometimes the reaction some of us are looking for is actually that we are looking for people to react as if the moment I told her she was beautiful was when she became beautiful, and it shouldn't be so. This eyeshadow I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing, but I will keep going. Perhaps we'll end up somewhere good. Let me put this color. Let me put this color for my fans. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, don't expect people to act as if the moment you told them about beauty or about their beauty was the moment they were supposed to begin to believe in their beauty. Okay. The people who say "I know, thank you," or just say a casual thank you are people who have done the hard work of, coming to understand their beauty and coming to believe in themselves that they are beautiful. So yeah, kudos to those guys. Okay guys, so something I would like for you to do for me, especially seeing as this is Women's Month, right, as a way of letting a woman in your life know that she's beautiful, I want you to send her this video and just ask for like her opinion on these things that I have talked about, because I feel like this is stuff. Hey, balance. I feel like this is stuff all of us need to hear, right? So please send this to a woman in your life, whether you are watching this as a male or a female. Ask her what she thinks about what has been discussed today. And yeah, let me know all your feedback. Also, please leave a comment, like if you're seeing this whole thing about beauty like unfolding in your life or in society in different ways. If you maybe used to be insecure about your beauty and you sort of know how or you care to share how like you were able to overcome those insecurities, just in case somebody's watching and they need that information, please leave all that in comments. But yeah, I would really like to know what you guys think, and of course how you guys overcame those insecurities. I think this is also a good place to talk about how like I eventually overcame my insecurities about beauty and stuff. And quite honestly, I know that this first thing I'm going to say might sound very cliche to some people, but it's just truth. Truth is truth, right? So for me, like, my first thing was God. The moment I started like giving more attention to the things of God, so I had given my life to Christ like in uni, like early in uni, but when you do all the motions and you're not really taking it seriously, and You're just like half in, half out. That was kind of like how I was in uni, to be honest. But like after uni, I think at some point in my NYSC, I had some experiences that just, at some point during NYSC, which is like the year after uni, where you go away from where you call home to serve your country, um, I had some experiences that just led me back to God. And during that time, that was when I started like taking things seriously. And thankfully, the church I was attending at the time, and that I attended really up until I left Nigeria, was a church where we kind of like put a lot of focus on identity in Christ, right? Your identity in Christ as a child of God, understanding your identity. Shout out to the Brook Church. So yeah, we were focused a lot on like understanding your identity in Christ, who you are in Christ and stuff. And get this, guys, the moment I started understanding my identity in Christ, it was very much easier for me to understand my identity on earth as well. Like, okay, what am I? Like, in terms of what meets the eye immediately, what am I? And I just started putting like less value on the more, you know, aesthetic things and stuff. And I feel like it was at that point that I actually started to feel beautiful. God didn't make a mistake when He created me and things like that. That was when I gradually began to like own my beauty. And so it wasn't like a sudden, okay, all of a sudden I realized that I was beautiful. It was something that happened over time. And then I guess one day I just caught myself in my tracks, and the things that would normally make me feel insecure were no longer making me feel insecure, and you know, that type of thing. So that's how it happened for me. Now guys, I want to do something very funny right now, and I know a lot of you will be like, what's she doing? But I watch a lot of Instagram, and apparently people are using lipstick for blush, and the blush I have is a very light pink. But what I'm going for today is actually like a very, you know, bold blush. So I'm going to be using this red lipstick. I've had this lipstick for a while, and I actually only ever use it for blush. I never put it on my lips because I don't really love the color on my lips. So yeah, I'm using lipstick as blush. There. Ta-da! So yeah, like it's just that for me, coming to understand Egbamil, I have not done rubbish like this. Coming to understand who I was in Christ and how God created me and how God sees me was kind of like the starting point for me of accepting the fact that I am beautiful. And so every other affirmation of my beauty that came after that, or that comes till this day, is icing on the cake. If I never hear it again till the day I leave this earth, I will not feel inadequate. I will not feel, you know, like as though I'm not beautiful enough or whatever, because I know who I am in Christ. I know that, yeah, beauty is one of the things, one of the many, many things that He has given to me. And so, yeah, my focus is, I guess, of course, I care about my beauty, but my focus is more like on the things that hold more water. I'm grateful to be blessed with beauty as a thing. And if you think that I sound conceited by saying, oh, I'm grateful to bless beauty, blah, 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 my dear, please, I think you need to work on your own perception of self, because if you can't come outside and say, oh, I'm fine, then what are you doing? Are you waiting for someone else to say, oh, thank you? Not say, oh, thank you. No, not really. Please, that can never be me. I find like 5,000. Shout out to my friends, man. Shout out to my friends. Like, my friends make me know that I am beautiful. I love sending pictures to my friends. When I'm sending pictures to my friends, you think I'm sending to one boyfriend, because me and my friends, one thing we will do is hype each other up. If I post a picture, or if I send them a picture in the group chat and I'm looking good, or if someone else does, we will make sure to let each other know. Sometimes we'll be like, come, you've not sent a picture in a while, or that, like, feed our eyes now. Do you get like that kind of vibe? So please, like, women, let's be more encouraging to each other when it comes to this beauty of a thing. Let's let our friends know, let's let our sisters know, let's let our loved ones know that we see them as beautiful. You know, we sometimes feel like, oh, the more important things in life are what we should focus on, but you don't even know what somebody is struggling with, and you just affirming them in that way can do a lot. Of course, not that not that they should be waiting for you to do that before they feel better about themselves, but nonetheless, the affirmations, they still do something, they still have a purpose, right? And so please, let's do that. Now guys, I have to put things like mascara, eyeliner, and the rest on my face, and I also want to wear lashes, guys. So guys, this is the first time I'm ever putting lashes on myself. Let me show you guys. Yay! So I have this set of lashes. This is 3 pairs. I bought them from Shein, and I've never put lashes on by myself before. I'm going to try it for the first time today, and I honestly pray that I don't blind my eyes, because yeah, it's work, and I'm wearing contacts and everything. So I just hope that I do the right thing, like when I'm putting these lashes on. And I'm also supposed to film that process for Instagram, because there's an Instagram video I want to do around putting those lashes on. So let me do that, and then I'll come back to you guys in 3, 2, 1. I'm back, guys, and I must say I am so proud of what I just did. Like, look at my lashes. I honestly can't believe this is the first time I'm ever putting lashes on myself, and I did such a good job. Guys, I'm done with my face, and I guess that brings us to the end of this video already. So I think I should change my position or my location and then round up this video real quick. Have you seen a fine girl today? Have you? Really? Have you? I love how this turned out. Oh my goodness, I'm so stoked by how good I look. Anyway, let me round this video up real quick with a few announcements for you guys. First of all, thank you so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I hit 1K about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we are still growing. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And please share this video. Like I said earlier, I want you to send this video to a woman in your life as a way of letting her know that you believe she's beautiful and you want her to believe it too, right? So please do that. Also guys, I put up a question on my YouTube community tab a few days ago where I was asking that you ask questions, because I understand that with new people coming onto the channel, you guys might want to know a few things about me. You might want to just know a few things about my life, essentially. So please find that post and drop your questions there. And if you have more private questions that you want to keep totally anonymous, then hit me on my Instagram DMs. I'll be waiting for you there. My Instagram handle keeps popping up on the screen. It is oyinkan.honey. So guys, you can send me a DM there, or you can just drop a comment on the community tab post that says get to know me, and I will make a YouTube video for you guys addressing all your questions. All right guys, I have a little bit of filming to do actually today. There's a few YouTube and Instagram videos that I need to make, so I'm going off to do that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so glad to have you guys here, and I hope that I've been able to put a smile on your face and share some value today with this video. Thanks. I will catch you guys on the next one. Until then, make sure you stay safe and stay blessed and stay beautiful. Mwah.